Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the wait, and welcome to this live today. So today we're going to talk about how to get green card from anywhere in the world. This is a very thrilling and very nice opportunity for every professional, and I wanted to discuss this because I live currently in Chicago, and I hold a PhD, and I remembered when I was trying to get a job in the US, I started doing research about, can I also get American papers? As you all know, I'm a hustler, right? So I just always look at where is the next opportunity. And I've been looking at the US for a while. So this is pretty much for professionals. How do we want to get you your US green card from anywhere you are in the world? You know, the same way people have been sitting in the express entry pool for so long trying to find out how do I get my papers to Canada, and everybody is tired. And every day when is your birthday, Canada will dock some points. So everyone is wondering, oh my God, are they gonna dock my point again this year once it's my birthday? So we want to talk about alternative method. If you can't go to Canada, can you go to the number one country in the world? FYI, the US still remain the number one country in the world, even if you don't like America. All right, do I have an opportunity? And I believe that information is power. And please tell me your profession so that when I put up the list, we can see whether you qualify. If you also can, tell me what's your highest level of education. I have a master's in cybersecurity. I have a PhD in something. Just tell me what you have. So as I was telling everybody, information is power. And it is very critical that we have the right information so we don't keep merry-go-rounding. As Africans, we do what we call follow a lot. Public health, we're going to get to you today. You have an opportunity. Public health, all of these public health people, you can get your green card from anywhere in the world. So we're going to get to you guys today. All right. So I was talking about information is power, right? When I did my PhD in Canada, I used to come to the US. I would come here for conferences because I was already looking for a job when I was in my third year or so. And I realized that how much they were going to pay people who had the same degree as me in the US is like times 2 of what they would pay us in Canada. I was in school, but I already, was thinking about how do I get a job. So when my friend, my best friend at that time, when we get back to Canada, we will be thinking, we have to move to the US, because that's pretty much where they can pay us what we deserve. Like, how can we be, when we look at the job market in Canada, the pay was just low. So from even when I was in the university, I made up my mind that I was going to end up in the US somehow. So my uncles also live in the US. Every time I come to the US to greet my uncles, they will tell me, you can look at postdoc. When you finish your PhD, look at postdoc. Come to America for postdoc. And me, that I wanted to escape professor life. I just always know that postdoc cannot be my thing. Now, there's a friend of mine who is like a bigger friend. Like, we both went to Finland for school. So he's on Facebook. So one day we were chatting on Facebook, and then he told me about the TN visa. He told me that if I become Canadian, I can get a TN visa to come and work in the US for a US employer. And then he also told me that there is a program called the O1 visa, that if I got an employer to give me a job offer, that I can get an O1 visa if I'm not yet a citizen. That if I'm not a Canadian citizen, I can get an O1 visa. But if I become a Canadian citizen, I'll get a TN visa. When he told me all these opportunities, me that I know that I want to go and work in America, when I follow the money, right? So I just said, okay, let me start to research these things. Then I found out about other methods, the EB1 NIW, the EB2, the EB3, all of this. I'm like, all of this information are available. So I can get a green card if I get this PhD. My Jesus almighty, I can get a PhD. It doesn't even matter where I was living. Hell. So I started looking at it, and I was saying, let me finish my PhD, and then I will apply for whichever one I qualify for. Then after I finished my PhD, I worked for about 2 years. Then while working, I met my husband. My husband lives in Chicago. So he pretty much advised me and said, let's see who is gonna move. The first thing we look at is if he moves to Canada, how much is he gonna make? if I move to the US, how much am I going to make? We make a decision that the US was best for us as a family because we make more money. So I started researching the TN visa, the EB2 NIW, the EB1 NIW very, very well. I realized that I qualified for the EB2. At that time, I didn't qualify for the EB1 yet. So I was very thrilled. I was excited. Then over time, I realized as I won national awards in Canada, I won National Manufacturing Award in the US. I was one of the 27 top Canadian immigrants. That's a national award. And all of those national awards now made me qualify for EB1. I won the Manufacturing Institute's national award here in the US. I won another, all of these national awards for me as an engineer, they're like Guinness Book of Records type of award, which now qualified me for EB1 NIW. Today, I'm going to explain each of this and I'm going to share my knowledge. I have researched this process. So, I have Shakara. I came to America with TN visa. I'm a Canadian. I got a job in the US. My employer filed papers for me. So they gave me TN visa at the border to come to the US. If I was coming from Nigeria, I got a job from a US employer. They will give me an O1 visa, which will be valid for 3 years. My TN visa was also valid for 3 years. So upon entering the US, I started thinking, this is going to lapse in 3 years. I need to get the other visa. The EB2 NIW is green card for people with extraordinary abilities. EB NIW in front means national interest waiver. This is the national interest waiver. People who the United States categorize them that we have interest in you. There is a national interest in your expertise, in your skills. Those are the people that they give that visa to. While I was working in the US, I have won these national awards over a period of a year. So I became one of the people that qualified for the first category of the national interest waiver, the EB2, EB1. I also, of course, I hold a PhD, so I qualify naturally for EB2. If you are on here, you hold the following. So there is O1. The O1 category is, I found a job in the US. An employer gave me a job offer. If an employer gave you a job offer, you should get H1B or O1, whichever one you want. Your employer will file it. Now, to get a job in the US, that's why you're also coming to the boot camp, to understand how do I find a job that will file papers for me in the US? What is the process to be the top 1% candidate for those jobs? If you sign up for the boot camp for next weekend, we're going to give you all of the things you need to be able to flat out get those jobs. Now, the EB2 NIW. The EB2 NIW is the one most people qualify for. If you are on here, I'm going to share my screen. If you are on here, you belong to any of this profession. You are a medical doctor. You have a master's in public health, regardless of where you are in the world. You are in engineering, mechanical, electrical, chemical, computer science, cybersecurity, blockchain, software. PhD holders of anything. You have a PhD in Yoruba, you are welcome. You publish papers. Finance experts. You've done risk. You have done accounting, CPA. You've done any of those. Or you're a successful business owner. You qualify for EB2 NIW. Now, it doesn't matter where you are living. So one of my clients last year, he's a medical doctor. I'm talking to medical doctors today because I'm a Nigerian. We want the doctors to stay back home, but they have to be treated well. If they're not treated well, pack your bags. Man, pack your bags. You got to go to where they can pay $350,000 per year. They don't use poverty, tie your leg down in Nigeria. Pack your damn bags and let's go. Let Nigeria go and find their own doctors. If they don't want to treat our doctors well, nobody will pay their tuition fees. Pack your damn bags and let's get you to. Last year, November, I talked to one of my clients. She's a doctor. I told her she qualified for EB2 and IW. She ran away. She said, doctor doesn't know what she's saying. That me, I don't know what I'm saying. Now, how can she get EB? How can she get green card from Niger? How far? Lie is a lie. I told her to go and meet the consultant that is coming to the boot camp. She was reluctant. She stayed in Canada Pool. February was her birthday. Bang, bang. February. She said, hey, doctor, I don't dey go that lady place. Last week, this lady came to talk to me. She's gotten a green card. She'd used the expedited EB2 NIW. She's gotten a green card. She's going to leave that country. She's going to head to the US. Yes, she don't get to it. She waited from November that I told her to February until her birthday happened and her score in the express entry pool comes. That is when she realized, hey, I think I should go and follow that instruction that doctor gave me. She has gotten a green card. If you fall in any of these categories, line up straight to the boot camps. Line up. Go and get on the boot camp because you want to stay. Look, everything is expensive everywhere. But everything is expensive in Nigeria. I have parents in Nigeria. Everything is expensive. How me self get employees for Nigeria? I never increase their salary. I don't even know what to do. I just give them small extra. They have tripled everything. You na loyalty. You they say, hey, they stay. Yeah, my papa country. Your papa country, we don't like you. We don't consider us. Just remove subsidy. Do everything where they want to. You see what the UK did? The UK thought they needed money. They increased their own visa application fees on the foreigners. They didn't inconvenience their own citizens. They didn't say their citizens should be hungry. They faced the foreigners. I said, the foreigners, if you want to come here, you pay more. You pay money. You pay more money. Look, I have lost government contracts by supporting Nigerian youths. I don't mind. May they not give me contracts. Nigerian youths are my priority. First. Everything that I have, that you have, can bring you to where I am. You will see Dr. Adi on Instagram. You are inspiring. You two don't want to be inspiring, Abi. You want to stay there and be sharing one room with your mama. They are reminding you that you have not bought house. They have sent you to medical school. You have studied public health. You are working. They are paying you 300,000 naira. Carry your bag like this. May they go. Me and you they go. Every time I talk here, you know that I speak with passion because I have this deep pain inside me that I every day see an average Nigerian who is done 2-3 masters, extremely smart, trying to go to the UK to go and suffer there and go and do care job after doing a master's in cybersecurity. You've done masters in data science. Back your bag. America, they call your name. They go give you green card. All of you that has gone to do good degrees, you are in the UK. Oh, I have 3 years experience I've worked as a product manager. I've worked as a data scientist. No problem. Come boot camp. May they tell you, do you qualify, do you not, so that you know where to start from. What is the basic criteria for? So there is O1, there is TN. O1 and TN requires a job offer. EB2 NIW does not require a job offer. You don't need a job offer. You have work experience. 10 years is preferred. The minimum is a bachelor's degree and 5 years of work experience. EB2 NIW have a fast track. You pay $2,000 or $2,500, you get on the fast track and get all your stuff done within 6 months. Get the same, you are keeping money for Canada. You've gotten into Canada pool. Canada say go and write IELTS. EB2 NIW does not have that clause. You don't need no IELTS. You can expedite EB2 NIW. You can't expedite Canada's one. You can pay extra money. They expedite 6 months. You've gotten your green card. Canada, you go just sit down there until they are ready to call your name. You go line up. I'll be praying for favor. This one has expedited route. There's no age limit. If you are 60 years, you qualify, they will still give you. There's no IELTS. There's no proof of funds. You don't need to show 60 million naira, 30 million naira. They don't need your money. Just qualify. If you fall in this category, me, I'm not an expert. I'm bringing the expert Saturday. Let her come and give us, this is how you apply, this is what you do, this is the template. Let her come and tell us. Because you can't have a computer science bachelor's. You have worked with MTN for 10 years, and you are still telling me I still have to go to the UK and go and do one thing, and then hand up in care job, and then my life no can get me knee. You should not be on that route. Even if you're already in the UK, let's rescue you to the US. Because, look, America lole shaman. I'm Canadian and I'm living in the US. Why? Because this is the place where the opportunity is 10 times of anywhere else. As for a black person, this is the only country where they rate us the most. They rate us. And when you come to this country and see how Nigerians are successful, why would they not rate us now? Nigerians are successful here. EB2NIW will give you your green card, permanent residency from Niger, from Zimbabwe, from Ghana, from the UK that you got to school and gotten trapped in care job. Get yourself out of that care job trap today. With EB2NIW, if you fall in any of this category. Now, does anybody fall in the category here? What is the requirement for EB2NIW? Minimum of a bachelor's degree, 5 years of work experience, 10 years is preferable, be a medical doctor, a public health practitioner, an engineer, a computer scientist, a PhD holder of any type, be in finance, or be a successful business owner. If you are in any of those categories, and you can pretty much self-petition yourself. You can self-petition, or somebody can petition for you. If you want to self-petition yourself, if you go to USCIS, you'll see all of the requirements there. There is something called recommendation letter. You need recommendation letters from people in your field who are going to say your work is good. So I have written up to 30 recommendation letters for people. People in cybersecurity, they'll say, doctor, you're still industrial. Oh, yeah, right. Right here. Oh, yeah, data science. Doctor, write about machine learning. This is my red letter. Okay. Yeah, mechanical engineer. Oh, doctor, oh, yeah, right. I'll be writing petition recommendation letter. You need recommendation letters. You have to build relationships with professionals who are recognized in the field for them to give you these recommendation letters. You usually need about 5 recommendation letters. Like I said, you can self-petition or you can use the service of a consultant. I'll talk about nursing. They're not on this list, but they have their own path. I'll talk about that as a bonus. They have a pathway. Maybe I can bring someone over the weekend. So I'm talking about petition. You'll get 5 recommendation letters from people who have incredible profiles in your industry to endorse you. Now, this is applicable to everyone. Even if you're a Canadian citizen like I was, and you want US papers, you can do this. You have moved to the UK for school, but you qualify. Doctor just said 5 to 10 years experience, bachelor's, I have it, and any of this. Oh yeah, line up. Boot camp straight. Let's get you to where you can get your stuff going, or go and self-petition yourself. My own is to make sure that every young person with potential, every young African who worked hard to make sure that they have a life, they have a degree, who braved the storm of Nigeria to go get this work experience, have a way to maximize their potential, that you do not deserve to be trapped in express entry pool forever, and that your age should never place limitation on you, that you are 40 should not be a reason why they reject you. America said, we no reject you. that you don't have money, you don't have a proof of funds of 5 people is about $30,000 should not cause rejection. America said we don't want to see the proof of funds. You cannot score 888 in IELTS. Now you have written IELTS 10 times. Go straight to EB2 if you fall in this category, because they don't need no high IELTS. They don't want high IELTS. There's no proof of funds. There's no IELTS. There's no you are staying in the pool. You can fast track. There's no age barrier. Please tell me in the comment section what's your field, what's your current situation, so that I can help you address this current situation, give you some answers. If you're one of those people who want to do the O1, or you want to do the TN, you're Canadian, you want to get a job across the border in the US, please come to the boot camp. Deep things will share at the boot camp, from defining your career to helping you understand how to use skill maps so you know what is required for the job, to helping you understand how do you put a resume together that pass through the applicant tracking system, get to the front of a recruiter and not get thrown away, get to wow the hiring manager. We will give you all of those scripts. Okay, you are now going to look for a job. What's the strategy to get a job that will give you papers in Canada, in the US, anywhere, in the UK? We'll give you all of that script. Now, you're been invited for interview. How do you make sure you can kill that interview? We'll give you the script. All of these scripts you'll get at the bootcamp. You want to negotiate, you get all the scripts. Our CAP program costs $1,000 plus right now. A lot of people, our students, are saying, we can't afford the $1,000 plus. All right, the bootcamp, $200 is a compressed 2 days CAP program. Line up and go there. Oh, I live in Nigeria, I don't have money. This is the cheapest you can find, Dr. Adi, this bootcamp. All right, I'm seeing some good people here. Cybersecurity, you qualify. Medical doctor who is already in the US, she's still qualified. She can still apply while she's here. If she has the work experience, she should match to the boot camp because she can apply while she's here. GP for 5 years, medical doctor, straight to the boot camp. I believe you qualify. You know, I believe so. This is you can see is the email that I got. This is the email the consultant gave me, the list of people who qualify. I'm sharing this list. I have sent a lot of people to her who are in this area and qualify. It breaks my heart every time PhD holders come back to me and say, Doctor, I want to go back to school because that's the only way to register in Canada. I'm already 42. I live in Lagos. I'm a professor, but I want to go abroad. This is your route. EB2 NIW is your route. You already have a PhD. Even if it's in Yoruba, you will qualify. Please, don't go to school to do all of that PhD only to come back to Dr. Adi that you want to go and do another school. You don't do school, you don't do. Now, let's get the benefit of the school that you've done for you. Let's get the benefit for you. Are there other people who qualify? Product managers, all of those people too qualify. They're not on this list, but they qualify because I've worked with a lot of people. Now, the major issue I've seen with people who I have sent to different EB2 stuff, they've gotten their papers. Once they get the EB2, they'll come back, Doctor, what job do I want to go and do in America? This thing, they don't approve my paper. Please, make when they plan the job. When you come to America, you'll still work. So the bootcamp will cover what should you do. I remembered my last client that got this EB2. She came and I worked with her based on what she has done. And we defined a career for her in health informatics. She has done a second master's that has something to do with economics related stuff for healthcare. So health informatics was perfect for her because she's learned some of those competencies and she's had some hands-on work experience, not on informatics directly, but close enough. When I look at what she's done, she qualified for that type of job. So we focus on getting her a job in health informatics, on landing in the US because she'll get a good paying job. She's a medical doctor. For you, for example, as a medical doctor, when you get to America, you're not going to practice as a doctor immediately. You have to get your regularization done. So what type of job can you do when you get there? We will analyze those at the bootcamp. So we use one stone to kill two birds. Now, for you who already have a career, so let's say you're already a cybersecurity analyst. If you get your papers, how do you get a job? We will help you with positioning, understanding the job market in the US for your profession so that you can position accordingly. I want to talk about nursing, but before I talk about that, I want to take questions. If you're on here, you have questions about O1. So I've talked about O1. You need a job offer to apply for O1. TN, you need a job offer as well. The one you don't need a job offer for is EB2. You also don't need a job for EB1. EB1 requires extraordinary abilities. You need like Guinness Book of Record, national award, like the one they give in Nigeria, MFR, like the one I said I got for Canada and the US. You need all of that for EB1. For EB2, you don't need that. Regular people like us can get EB2. So EB2 will be my focus for you if you fall in any of those categories and have about 5 years experience or more. Like I said, I want to take questions. So if you have questions, my eyes work better if you put the question in the question box. Help my eyes. If you put the question down here, I'm going to read it. I'm going to give you answers. But please put it in the question box because it helps me a lot better. I signed up for the one-on-one. So, doctor, I signed up for the one-on-one. Is the bootcamp preferable to the program I registered for? So the one-on-one gives you a privilege to talk to me. You are confused. You have questions. You want an answer for you. The one-on-one is good. You want everything. You want to know about EB2 and IW because I'm not going to teach you that. I can help you look and say you qualify. But we need a consultant who can teach us the steps and you can know who to connect to if you want to move forward. That's the bootcamp. You want everything related to career mapping, from identifying what career, skill mapping, up to the level of how do I undo my first 90 days on the job. The bootcamp will get it for you for cheaper. So definitely come to the bootcamp. You're a student, you are wondering, what job should I do when I'm done? Come to the bootcamp. You are currently, you're done, you are trying to transition career. You don't understand where to go, left, right, so like this. Should I do cybersecurity? Should I do blockchain? Oh yeah, come to the bootcamp. We'll analyze all of that for you. You'll also get understanding of how to actually get the job. Come to the bootcamp. Oh, me, I think it'll be great for Dr. Adi to analyze my case personally because I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay, you can book in one-on-one so that we can know what you're doing. My own is the relocation. I live in the UK right now. Where is the best place for me to go with what I have? One-on-one session so that I can carefully look at what you have to be able to help you make the decision that is personalized to you. Because I have to analyze you for the different pathways for Canada, America, the UK, and all of that for us to find out where exactly is your best option. For those people, definitely one-on-one session. I hope that clarified that question. Thanks for asking that question. Are there opportunities for broadcast journalists with 10 years of experience? For EB2 NIW, I showed you the list. So I wouldn't know. Now for O1, under O1, O1 has O1 and O2. So they have O1A and O1B. O1A is for STEM and everything else. O1B is for the arts. So, and you remember O1, you have to get a job. But O1B is for people in the arts. So if you are in broadcasting, you may fall under the category of people who qualify for O1B. Now that we're talking about O1, I'm trying to tap somebody to come and talk about O1 for the bootcamp. I wasn't thinking about that before because he needs a job offer. I just want the one that nobody needs a job offer. I don't want this to be conditional to a job. I want it to just be, if I come as I am, will they take me with what I have? That's the one that I feel like I was focusing on. That's why I focus on EB2 and IW. Okay, babe. All right. BSc Computer Science, PGD Technology Management, 5 years experience in the field. I believe you qualify. Come to the bootcamp so that they can help you analyze it better as a consultant and be able to say, you know what? Yeah. Outside of the US, the bootcamp, the person is asking, people outside of the US, can they come to the bootcamp? Majority of the people in the bootcamp are outside of the US. Everybody is welcome to the bootcamp. You live in the UK. Last bootcamp we did, the division of demographic, We have the highest number of Canadians. We have Canadian at 32%, 42%. We have US folks at 38%. Then we have people in Nigeria. They led the pack by about 25%, and then the rest came from the UK at I think 15%, and then the rest of the world. The major people who have always attended our boot camp: Canada, US, UK, and Nigeria. And then we have a little bit of pockets from Sydney, Australia. We have a little bit of pocket from Ghana, and like that. South Africa, a little bit of pocket from everywhere. So it is an online boot camp. It costs $200. You will get everything about understanding how to get a job anywhere, understanding your own career. First of all, what should you be doing? Is the job title you are calling yourself correct? Or have you been looking for somebody else's job? HND in accounting, I'm not sure whether HND qualified. We have to find out. The requirement I know is BSc is the minimum. Now, if you do your World Education Service evaluation, HND is equal to BSc in the US. If you're going to use West papers, so we will ask the consultant on Saturday, can the HND people use World Education Services to convert their diploma to BSc? If she says yes, then you qualify. Now, people who are also PhD students qualify. So this person said she's currently doing a PhD in gender studies. You should come to the boot camp so that you can get your answers. How many years of experience you have. They can tell you whether that's enough or not. Scrum Master, you know the list though, you know the list. Agricultural engineering, 5 years in mechanical, I believe you qualify. Pharmacist, this is very dicey because they call medical doctor, they don't call pharmacy. Except we can talk to the consultant. I don't know. I don't know but we're bringing a consultant who does this for work and who has done this for over 100 people. I have sent over 20 people to her. They've all gotten their green card. Some of those people are people who came to school in the US, and as they were on my mentorship program, I sent them there to go and get their green card so that when they're looking for a job, they don't have to wait for sponsorship for an employer. So if you're in the US for school, you could qualify for this as well. A lot of the students that I've sent qualify, they've gotten the green card, so they don't have to wait for employers to file papers for them. So you could call it, if you're in the US, you're in Canada, you're in the UK, pretty much I believe this is a good option because it is not depending on your age or IELTS or anything like that. Pharmacy, I do not know, and this is why I'm advocating that right now we have 30 we want 150 people at the boot camp. We have 120 people who are registered. We have 30 slots left for the boot camp. Please grab your seat at the boot camp so that, by the time it gets to 150, they don't tell you the ticket is over or something like that. Of course, when we get to 150, I'm going to push back on our operation manager to help us open up more slots. But he is also saying we want it to be manageable. So please make sure you register for your boot camp so that this manageable phrase do not cut you out. If you're trying to register 2 days before the event or a day before the event and they've said we've closed gates and now, you just miss out on that. All right, I'm looking through others. Geology, I don't know. We have to ask the experts to tell us. Radiographer. Look, this is why, I put the list up. Why? Because I said disclaimer from the beginning. My knowledge is limited. Finance, accountant, 11 years experience, MBA. You should match to the forefront. You overqualify, man. Do you have ICANN or did you start a ACCA or CPA? If people ask me, Doctor, what will make my application stronger if I'm trying to apply for EB2 and IW? Get some certifications or accreditation. If you are in cybersecurity, get some certifications. If you are in cloud computing, get some certification from AWS. You're a project manager, get a PMP license. You're an accountant, do ICANN or SCCA. Right. Some of us, we cannot get certification. Physics don't get certification. They don't get certification for physics. We just don't wait for the PhD. The PhD I get because certification no day. But if in your field there are certifications, please proceed to get those certifications because they make your profile a lot stronger. Especially if your work experience, you're looking at it and it's dilly-dallying somehow. So I want to encourage you to get those certifications because they would help you to make your application stronger. You know, my aim is this, that you always go for the best, that you never settle for anything but the best. Secondly, that nothing should stand in your way of success, especially if you have worked this hard. If you have 2 masters, 1 master, you have it in all these different fields, you've been working for 10 years, nothing should be able to stand in your way. Not IELTS, not your age, not the lack of proof of funds should stand in your way. And it's crazy because I see Nigerians, we're all going to stay in that Canadian pool until Jesus comes. And I'm wondering, why are they not trying to get the US one? Like, the US is even way better than Canada. Yeah, you can argue with your mouth if you think Canada is better. You would tell me, but yeah, I'm a Canadian, I be one Canadian. It's my country. The US is better. Yeah, oh, they are shooting gun. They tell you, say they shoot gun for Canada. They shoot gun. Oh, it's better. It's safer. Yeah, it's safer. Who told you it's safer? Nowhere, you're Nigeria, we don't save. You, me and you, na Nigeria, we came from. You still complain. You don't know how we rough out for Nigeria. You got to say, now this one, me and you, maybe say, even if now ordinary South Africa, maybe say where we go. You know better pass where you come from. You go sit down and tell me, I don't want America. I don't want America. First of all, Canada can never pay you American money. You will never make that money. Money is important. Look at me twice. If you don't have money to raise your children, how do you want to survive? Oh, I don't want Canada. I don't want America. I don't. Which country you get where you don't want? Where they gonna give you good job, give you good life, give you paper? Please march to the forefront today. That mentality of, if you know, they say uno go no. I don't go Canada. I don't get paper. I go US. So I can compare the 2 countries. Somebody that has not lived in America sets green lights. I mean ring lights. Canada na their first destination. We don't live for Europe, live for this place. These people will never go anywhere except this Canada. They'll come set ring light. They'll come and compare. They have never lived there. They've never experienced it. They've never lived in any other country. Now they set ring lights with their ignorance and be talking. From my experience living in multiple places, I have not found another country as accepting of Nigerians as the US. When it comes to expertise, my expertise is respected in this country. When it comes to working in a place and you're respected, I can tell anybody the US carry the cup. Being paid what I deserve, the US carry the cup. Having multiple opportunities so that nobody treats me the way I don't want to be treated. I can leave anytime. This country carries the cup. Seeing people who look like me, who are from Nigeria and winning on all fronts, this country carry the cup. My children will never have to look to find immigrants who are successful. This country carry the cup. Sit down there and be talking about what you don't know about the US. You carry your own statistics, you do. The world's research says that this is the #1 country in the world. If you qualify, march to the front. Let your children have an opportunity to go to Harvard. You don't want to give your children the opportunity to come to the most innovative country in the world, making everything. Canada don't make one car where you don't enter. You see one car where Canada make that you enter. Now then they make mobile phone. The internet that you are using, did they come from Canada? Fridge where they your house, is it made in Canada? You want your children to compete with world-class innovators creating things every day. You match them to the US and let them compete with the best of the best. I want that for my children, to be in the same class with Elon Musk, what is the ex Sabi? What is the name of that child? Yes, they can only happen in this country. The future of the world depends on this country. You don't want Nigerian children, your own and mine, to be in those classes at Stanford, at MIT, creating innovations. Tomorrow you say it's Canada. Which innovation they don't make that is Canadian? When COVID-19 happened, Canada see one vaccine make. It's my country. We know they make anything. Now chop like Nigeria, we they consume. When we are thinking of moving abroad, we are doing it for our children. We are considering where can they have the best opportunity for them to be the best. It is this country. Yes, tomorrow I'll come advertise Canada to you. Come to Canada for school because you shall have to leave that Nigeria. Boom. Let's carry you come. I enter Canada. I leave. Come America. At least let's carry you come up for that place. Enter one place. This place is suitable. If you are very driven like Dr. Adi, you go see pots come the other side of the pot at last. But let's carry you enter this place. And you cannot find anything on this page but the truth. The two countries are good. One is better. And there is no restriction of IELTS and age and all of those things. Oh yeah. More questions before we end this thing today. 20 questions, so chai. Please, you can go in here and vote for questions that you want me to answer. You can go under questions and vote for the questions you want me to answer. So it will go up and we can see it. BSc Biochemistry, 10 years experience in banking, living in Nigeria. Does that person qualify? 10 years experience in banking. I don't know, to be honest. Your bachelor's definitely is a good qualifier. What did you do in banking? Did you do anything finance, risk, anything related to compliance? Can you tell me a bit more about what you did specifically in banking? A graduate MBA student, you know, what did you graduate from? Please, let's be specific with what we are asking. MSc Environmental Microbiology with 15 years work experience in environmental agency, you definitely qualify. Absolutely. What is the opportunity for a lecturer with PhD in mechanical? You qualify for EB2 and IWU. You have 17 years in mechanical. Absolutely qualify. You have a PhD. 4 years of work experience in cybersecurity. Gain admission into University in Chicago for master's in cybersecurity this fall. You actually need 5 years experience and a bachelor's to qualify. You have 4 years, so we need 1 more year. Should you join the bootcamp, you better match to the bootcamp so we can understand how do you maximize that your master's that you're coming to get. All right, I have 5 years experience in procurement, logistics, and supply chain. I don't know. I don't think so, though. Logistics is not on the list, but I don't know. If you explain your case at the bootcamp, they may find a way to say you qualify. Environmental management and control, PhD, environmental management and control, 9 years experience, absolutely qualify. I believe that. 8 years of banking experience in the UK. Banking, what are you doing in banking? There are jobs in banking. There are customer service. There are risk analyzers. There are AML specialists. Which of these did you do? 4 years experience in technical support, MSc in AI and data analytics, BSc in computer science. You should qualify. Technically qualify, I believe. I hold an HND in accounting. I'm also chartered with 4 years experience. Like I said, at the bootcamp, we can ask her, if you have an HND, if you use West to do your evaluation and West said your HND is equal to BSc, will that be used? We said we will ask at the bootcamp from the consultant to make sure that she can say yes or no. But I'm hoping that she can say yes, especially if West says that it is okay for HND to be equal to BSc. I'm looking if there are other questions I skipped. Please, ma, I joined. Which bootcamp are you talking about? I'm talking about the Career Revival bootcamp. After this meeting, you will see a post. They'll make a post about the Career Revival bootcamp so that if you've not heard about it before, you'll see what we will teach for the 2 days. It's $200 for the 2 days, and you can pay in both Naira and USD. We'll have the two links in the DM, and you can go to the DM, but we'll have it in the story after this meeting. Like I said, there are 30 slots left before I came on here. Please grab your slot so that story no go enter ham. Social workers, I don't know about social work. Now, I want to talk about nurses because it is very important for us to share this topic. So I have a lot of people who have come to ask me about nurses in Nigeria or anywhere. If you're a nurse, you're trying to come to the US, go and write your NCLEX. When you write your NCLEX exam as a nurse, if you pass your NCLEX, it opens the door for you to be able to come to the US on work permit. So there are multiple opportunities for you. It could be with a living assisting home. It could be with a hospital. If you have NCLEX, they will file your papers for you. They'll file green card for you. I have somebody who owns a living assisting home that if you have written NCLEX and passed, you can write to me. I'll introduce you to them. And they can work with you to get you and your family to come to America on green card as a nurse. So yes, a nurse can come to America on green card through work. How do you do that? You go and write your NCLEX exam and pass. Once you have passed your NCLEX exam, there are agencies everywhere, but I also know somebody that I can introduce you to for them to be able to work with you, process your green card, and bring you to the US to work for them. When these employers bring you to work for them, they will put you on a contract for a certain time. It could be for a 2-year period. It could be for a 3-year period. Within that period, you cannot work with another employer. Once you are done with your contract with them, you're free to go and work for anybody you want as a nurse. This is the way for you as a nurse to come to the US. Nursing is a very good career. There is also pathways for you to go to Canada. There is pathway for nurses to go to the UK. You can go anywhere as a nurse. It breaks my heart. Back home in Nigeria, nurses were not respected. They weren't respected, they weren't valued, but these people are some of the most valuable members of the society anywhere in the world, and they're given priorities for papers anywhere in the world. But back home in Nigeria, they're not treated with that level of respect. You are a nurse, go and endure NCLEX, finish your NCLEX exam, let us get you a job in the US, let your papers file for you, and you'll be on your way with your family. So it's not just you. If you have 3 children, you have a husband, everybody gets green card to come to the US. Hope that helps clarify the case for the nurse. I'm going through now the comments that are here. Have an international qualification in HR. From what I know so far, HR, I'm not sure you qualify. Pharmacist, like I said, we will ask at the boot camp. If you are in the boot camp as a pharmacist, you'll get your answers there. I have 5 years experience in marketing and business. So everybody who has been talking about, I know advertising, I have marketing. We cannot look at the US for you because I don't know, except you are at the boot camp we have. Where can you look at? You can look at Canada. Alberta and Ontario has what we call the tech pathway for permanent residency. For this tech pathway, they are looking for people in certain categories of profession. This tech pathway has advertising, marketing on the list. So marketing and advertising is counted as tech in Alberta and Ontario. So I want to encourage those people in marketing and all of that to go and pretty much put their stuff in those provincial nominee programs. Ontario Provincial Nominee Program, Alberta Provincial Nominee Program, Tech Pathway, you qualify because of your profession. One of my clients, about 3 months ago, she talked to me and I told her she wants to do admission, but I told her, you can look at Express Entry, and she said my age. Then I said, get into the Ontario Provincial Nominee Program because she owns her own marketing agency. She got into the nominee program. Guess what? We've gotten her admission. She wanted to pay her tuition deposit. The same day she was going to pay her tuition deposit, she got invited by Ontario Provincial Nominee Program. They gave her ITA on the basis of her being a marketing manager. So I've studied marketing. you qualify for Ontario and Alberta Tech Pathway. I have HR background. Alberta, their tech pathway, HR is there. Miraculously, HR is on their pathway for tech, for Alberta. Go and look at Alberta Provincial Nominee Program. Put yourself in their tech pathway, and hopefully once they draw their tech pathway, they will draw you as part of that. Everybody has a place where they fit in, right? Yours may be you fit into a provincial nominee program in Canada. Yours may be, oh yeah, it's America that will open door for you there. So please, depending how, so if you have background in HR, I've worked in HR, I have 10 years of experience, Alberta Provincial Nominee Program. Please, like I said, for full, we are going to talk about Canada on Saturday as well. We are also going to talk about the US in detail because there will be experts in the room to answer all your questions. My hope is that this conversation today has helped you at least clarify what do you qualify for if you fall on that list. You've now been able to know, oh, I have an opportunity to go to the US. If you have gone to the UK or you are sitting in the express entry pool or you are actually in Canada going to school right now, I hope you've been able to see that there are other opportunities for you in other places. And some of you have been able to also hear today that you could go to Canada based on where you are. My hope is this, that there is nothing limiting you. If it's Canada that you qualify for, match and go there. If it's the US, match and go there. Just know that nothing is allowed to limit you. If for you, after listening to me, you feel like a one-on-one with Dr. Adi would be best for you, it's $250 that people into DM. You need to book your bootcamp ticket. Go and book it before the 30 slots disappear. I hope this was helpful for everybody. Thank you for honoring me with your presence today. Thank you for always listening to my banter and Yoruba plus English that I speak on here. Thank you for making this free. Every time I come on here, I know that the conversation we have, they're powerful, they're information filled, and I feel like this community is really growing. If you know someone who is struggling, who has lost hope in themselves, who don't believe that there's something they can do with their lives, please invite them to join us on this community, on this channel, so they can learn a thing or two. You don't know what you want to do with your career. You feel like you want to understand this pathway for US or Canada better, come to the bootcamp. You are in school. You are trying to transition career. You want to move abroad. You already got in high TA. You need a job. Come to the bootcamp. Let's make sure that nobody has a reason to say, I didn't get direction. I didn't know what to do. That should never come out of your mouth because you have an opportunity to be here. Thank you again for your time. I wish you, how do we apply for the bootcamp? It is in if you go to the bio, you will see the link tree. It is in the link tree, or you can DM us right now. There are people in the DM who will give you the link. They will guide you to make sure you make your payment. Well, if you are thinking, I don't know, I can't pay in Naira, I can't pay in USD. Can I pay in Canadian dollars? Yes, you can. Can I pay in pound sterling? We probably have to convert it to US dollars for you, but you can. You can pay in any currency. Nothing should limit you at all times. I tell you, I've been a global citizen for a while. I was born and raised in Nigeria. I went to Finland for school. I went straight to Canada. I came to the US. I'm limitless. You should be limitless. My father didn't have much. My mom didn't have much. But nothing can stop a mind that is determined and full of information. Nothing can stop people who ask for help. That is who I am. I ask for help, I pay for help, and I fight for what I deserve. You and I deserve our children to say that we left them a legacy our parents didn't leave us. You and I deserve to build a bridge that will make our children to cross over to the other side, where there's prosperity, where there is freedom, where there is amazing opportunity, where there is no limitation for anybody, where nothing can stop them, where people's money, their position, it no longer matters. A leveled ground for everybody to compete and win. You deserve that. Nothing. Your background should never be the reason why, my parents didn't have money, mine didn't have money too. I ask for help, I pay for help, I fight for help. I am determined to succeed. Every day I wake up, I am determined to help people succeed? What are you determined to do? Don't listen to all of this and go back and sit down and say, I'm still thinking about it. That should not be you. Everything you have built may need one single push to get you there. Go and get your single push, your own dose of success. If you don't like where you are, move. Don't stay there. You don't like what you're doing, move. Don't stay there. Somebody is talking, this job is not just worth it. Don't stay there. This country is not worth it. Match out because you can. They don't tie our leg down. No. If I don't like this place again, my credentials will take me anywhere. You have enough to take you to your next level. See you all at the boot camp. This is goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Bye, everybody. Share this video. Biko, share it. God bless you.